Well, today is about engaging in a conversation with Northern leadership about the lack of respect and lack of consultation that happens around provincial policy issues and provincial legislation and Northerners. I mean, basically we've seen a number of policies, a number of pieces of legislation that simply don't serve the North and in fact make life in the North more difficult instead of better. So part of our acknowledgement of that as New Democrats was to bring forward an idea of having a Northern committee at Queen's Park in the legislature to be the lens for Northern issues and to be consisting of all MPPs, regardless of which party you're from, to have that conversation, at the legislature, to provide insight, to provide feedback, so that there is more reflection of Northern voices when legislation comes forward, or bringing Northern issues forward in the legislature. Unfortunately, although that motion, that idea it was passed by the legislature, the Liberal government refuses to implement the committee. And so we're here saying it's not good enough. We should have that committee in place. If they refuse to do that, we're still going to take that commitment serious and be in the North and talk to Northern leaders about what the North needs. And so our morning started with a conversation about the ONTC and about transportation overall, and we also spoke about healthcare, and the afternoon's going to be about economic development and jobs.
Why is there such a line between the North and the South in this province, and how do you I know that you've started the committee idea, but how do you get that beyond that?
Well, I mean, I think it's a frustrating, willful ignorance that the government enables itself to follow, and I say that because there's no need for it. I mean, our province is diverse, and our province is made up of a whole bunch of fantastic, unique parts. And if we don't take care of all of those parts and support them in the way that they need support, we're going to start losing them. And we've seen this in the North already. We've seen Northern communities suffer with population loss, with the loss of young people. Of course, economically, job losses have been significant over the years. That's not good enough. If we believe that Ontario is made better by having so many fantastic different types of places to live and ways to live and communities to live in, then we have to support those communities. I don't think the Liberals value that. They don't seem to. They certainly haven't over the last 9 years, and we need to see that change. So it's easy to respond to areas where they can get a lot of votes and a lot of seats, but that is not the higher responsibility of a government. The higher responsibility of a government is to make sure that all of the province is well served by the policies, by the legislation, by the investments, whether it be healthcare investments, transportation investments, economic development investments. All of these things need to be taking care of all parts of the province. And I'm here to say I believe that that's what should be happening. New Democrats try to push for those kinds of responses at the provincial legislature. Unfortunately, it's fallen on deaf ears with the Liberals to a large extent.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the ONR and the ONTC. Absolutely. And is it too late to save this, or what can be done?
No, in fact, the conversation was very positive this morning insofar as a recommitment and a reinvigoration of our desire and of our will to fight against the disinvestment at the ONTC or the ONR. I mean, what we came up with today was a real sense of renewed vigor. We're saying not only do we, as the NDP, but also the individual mayors that are here, we recommit to the fight to save the ONTC, but also to re-engage communities in the North, but also communities in the South in what's important about the ONTC. Find those ways to connect the South and the North, because it seems to me that Southerners would be horrified if they knew, that this real piece of not only transportation, passenger transportation lifeline, but so many other types of benefits that the ONTC brings, and the loss of that is so devastating. And I don't think Southerners know that. It would be like saying to Southern Ontario, well, imagine if the TTC and GO Transit and all the kind of freight rail that you see happening in the Toronto and Southern Ontario area was wiped off the face of the map within the next couple of months. That's the impact that this decision that the Liberals have made about the ONR is having in the North. And so we need to kind of find the way to connect the reality of what that is going to do to the North into the conscience of people in the South, because they would not accept that in Southern Ontario. And so I think we have a real positive outcome of today's conversation about the ONR, which is the recommitment to fighting that decision. And I think that we can do that. I think that we can really fight hard to slow down this rush that the province has seemed to be in, that the Liberals have seemed to be in, to make this decision a reality. Get them to slow it down so that we can all rethink it, or that they can rethink it at least, and we can continue to put the pressure on.